Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. We are having a little bit of an issue with satellite production right now. It is a little bit on the low side. I'm gonna go ahead and send this train. It's basically stalling out everything. Science, that science thing we set up, we're not making satellites. The reason we're not making satellites is because, of course, all of our efforts are going into creating solar panels. We don't have solar panels because we just have a pitiful amount of steel in what we are creating. So I want to get a train going to run steel. We've got the big giant steel smelter down there, and it's not really being used for much right now. So I want to get it, get it working, get some of the rust that's built up, the dust off of the machines, and see if we can't get that in there. I'm gathering some stuff here right now because I want to make some train cars. We need 4 of them. We have just enough to make 4. And let's get rid of all the rest of this garbage that we somehow have accumulated. And we'll get the steel train going, get steel going back into the base, and get all this production back up. Let's see, where is a trash car? Here is a trash car. Let's see, we can get rid of beacons, get rid of modules, get rid of all this stuff. We don't need that anymore. Probably don't need 2 stacks of substations. Get rid of some of this stuff. That can go, you can go, you can go. Don't need track, don't need pumps, don't need that. All right, that's a little bit more reasonable inventory. Let's see, this was the steel station, correct? Yes. All right, I want to go ahead and let's set that to use nuclear fuel. Get the coal out, crash the coal, and let's get this steel train set up. All right, you are going to go, let's set your color first. We want that kind of bluish steel color. You are going to go to steel until your inventory is full. And then you are going to go to main steel drop until your inventory is empty. All right, look good. Do you have fuel yet? You do not. Let's go ahead and grab some. Steal some from the building train. Put that in there. And you are now on your way. All right, one thing I wanted to check. Yes. Okay, I discovered this in the last episode. Well, you've got... I don't know what's up with this passive provider chest. There's 3 fuel in there for some reason. It may have been just a trash one that I set up. Let's go ahead and fix this inserter. It is facing the wrong way. We're done with the plastic blueprint for now. We can get rid of that. Let's get you blueprinted and set up to go the right way. I like doing this stuff from the map. It makes me feel special. All right, well, that'll get those set up. You're connected to the network. You are, and that should eventually get some fuel coming here. And it looks like it is. It just took a while. I'm impatient. All right, well, that'll get steel coming in here, and we'll get solar panels and satellites running again. All right, so let's hop in the train here, and we're going to head to control. I'd mentioned in the last episode that I'd actually recorded these episodes a couple of times. The first part was spent redoing the refinery, so I basically redid the video and summarized what I did there. Control is a little bit more of a difficult situation. You know, it's one thing to lay out the factories that you need to build for a particular setup, right? You know the number, but sometimes balancing, especially with belts, the inputs into these guys can be a little bit more tricky. And let's see. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut the inputs here. No, we'll leave them. We'll leave them for now. Let me see if I can't kind of explain the problem that's here. Actually, let's go ahead and cut. Let's go ahead and cut the copper. I do want to cut copper, and I do want to cut iron. Let's just go ahead and cut those out. Actually, I want to leave iron right now. I want to leave iron and just cut copper for now. We'll cut iron here in a second. Can we cut some of the iron? Maybe that would help out. So we're not getting nearly as much in there. I'm cutting out the copper because I want to drain out these wire chests, because they all go into my inventory whenever I tear all this stuff down. And we're going to tear all this stuff down. All of these guys need to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Okay, you guys are starting to... Well, some of you are. Alright, let's just go ahead and cut these off. And those guys will end up draining out. We'll have some iron in our inventory, but it's better, in my opinion, than dealing with that. Okay, so I'm just going to go pull this AI out real quick. And we are going to replace him with a blueprint that I spend one of the lost episodes working on. Oh, and I forget that we have the construction bots here. That's just going to make things take a little bit longer. All right, is this it? I think this is it. Go ahead and place it down. All right, so what's going on with this? It's pretty much the exact same setup as this up here, but if you notice, there's been just a couple of little tweaks. And basically what it's about is getting in this setup, they were working, right? It was working just fine. It was just kind of working at a little bit of stutter step. It would not run continuously. And down here with this setup, with the extra outputs, the extra inputs, basically it's just a lot more inserters is what's going on here. We've got a ton more inserters. There's 2 on every iron. There's 2 on every copper coming in, and all the outputs have. And it's balanced a little bit better so that we're maximizing uptime basically on the machines. So it's just a little bit better design. It works out a lot better in the end. So I'm just gonna, first thing we're gonna do is just replace all of these green circuit machines with the newer, improved version. Where'd it go? It is right here. So you, you, and you. All right, so those are all going to be a lot better now. We've got a ton of extra iron. Let's see if we can't. We could probably drop it off maybe in a chest. Well, actually, these chests are probably all going to be full. We'll have to dispose of it in the factories. All right, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead. We can go ahead and hook these things back up now, I think. I think we're good as far as that is concerned. And let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hook up you guys. Probably just didn't need to do that at all, but felt good at the time. All right, that'll get our circuits being made at a lot better. It's still not quite doing a full compressed belt, similar to like the plastic setup we had earlier. It's still not quite doing a full belt, but it's a little bit better than it was. And I kind of have an idea for dealing with it. Okay, we'll get these things moving a little bit. Get a little bit of backlog here. Yeah, and the gaps are starting to close up a bit. All right. That was problem number 1, maximizing green circuits. All right, there we go. It's looking a little bit better. And there's still some gaps, like I said, still some gaps that can show up, but it's a lot better than it was. All right, so on to problem number 2. Problem number 2 is with the red circuits. Basically, the problem being that with the setup that we currently have, these machines down here on the end aren't running all of the time because they're not getting enough green circuits. Still not quite sure what to do about that because we do have full green circuits coming in. One thing I did in the last playthrough is I switched out these stack inserters with just regular inserters. Because one of the things that's happening is the first couple of machines there are basically hogging all of the green circuits. And by setting these to blues, they're still getting enough, right? This machine here is still running constantly. But it's not grabbing as much, and that is getting stuff down here to the end. Okay, and it's running a lot better now, right? There's still some pause time down here, but it's doing better than it was. So let's just do that all the way up here. Just replace all these stacks with just regular old garden variety inserters, and it'll help a little bit. All right. See, there's still the last machine's kind of pausing a little bit, but it's a lot better than it was. Partially, it's because we're now getting fuller belts coming out, and it's also that we refactored some of that. One of the things, I mean, I don't have enough room really to get and I don't even really know a good design for a 5x5 balancer. One thing I may do is just since we have the room down here, it's not going to hurt anything to just go ahead and balance these 4 belts coming out. So let's go ahead and put a balancer in here. And with some of the gaps, this may actually help with the gappage and help to basically fill up and fully compress those 4 belts. Same thing maybe up here. We can do a 2-belt balancer. A very complex thing right here. Right here. To balance those 2 and fill the gaps in between the 2, and that will make things a little bit more compressed, and it definitely looks a whole lot better now. A lot better. So how are we looking over here? Let's check this out. Yeah, it's like this last machine is still kind of hanging out a little bit, still not getting everything that it needs, but it's a lot better than it was. All right, so let's take a look at these red circuits coming out now. I did this little thing like this one up here to help distribute this belt a little bit better. I did not do it here, though, so let's get that. Let's see, that is a balancer there. We want that underground going right there. And we want the priority on the right. And you just go in like that. And that should balance out that belt a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. So we're getting a lot more reds on the line now. All right, so next issue. We are overproducing blues significantly more than we are the speed modules up here. Speed modules suffering pretty much the same problem as the red circuits. It's just that the reds aren't making it down far enough. Since the things that we did down there, they're getting a little bit further. It was like these last 4 machines weren't getting any. Now it's, looks like just the last machine is not getting some. We may be able to correct some of this, like we did before, like we did with the reds, just by replacing these stack inserters with regular inserters. That'll help a little bit. Okay, so now the last machine is at least getting some of the time. Just not all of the time. We're not getting a full red belt up here, which would be nice. What can we do about that? Not a lot. Let's see, this is going into a 1 to a 3. Yeah, that's going... That needs 3. This one's completely backed up. You need more. I wonder, let's just try something here. Let's put out priority to the left. Can we copy and paste those? We can. That kind of counteracts this down here. What this is doing, though, is it's making sure that this outer belt is completely full. And that helps to get the materials all the way down to the end a little bit. Oh, we're completely backed up with control units. That may be setting things off. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for now. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for now. I want this belt to be full, and just if it's full... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Was pointed out in the comments, this, basically what happens is... It's the way these join together. It can make it to where it's something that we may want to address. I think right for now, I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, let's just let this run a little bit, and we'll see what's going on with our rockets. Get control units working again. When this starts moving again, it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. When it's backed up, it's a little bit misleading. Let's run to rocket building real quick and just take a look and see what the holdup is. I'm sure we're probably just backed up in science. Have we got steel to the main area yet? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How is that looking over here? Okay, we've got steel. Now it just is green circuits. Green circuits are the holdup. It may be one of these things where we look at maybe doing... I don't know. We're creating so many solar panels right now. It's really hard to gauge exactly what we need to be doing. What's happening here? Okay, this rocket's getting priority as far as the science being out. All right, okay, so I know how to fix that. We just need to balance these lanes coming in. Yeah, what's happening is the logistics robots are giving this science preference, so this rocket is launching a lot more than this one. All right, well, that's our science delivery system is working. Rocket launch system is working. Just we're not... whoa, that was close. We are not... we're not processing the science fast enough. You are going to be turned off because you are only enabled when science is less than 20K. We don't have 20K in here. Well, do we? Is that? Yeah, we do. It's just a rounding error. Oh, but just taking that out, launch that rocket. Oh, that's fine. Whole bunch of imperfection. All right, so let's go to the refinery building train. Take a look at what's going on there. Actually, I probably didn't even need to get in the train. We could probably do it from space. Boy, I was wanting to get a radar up here, so it'll be good. It'll be good to go there and take a visit. We got a lot of fuel. How's lube doing? Not great. I imagine it's still because we're backed up with plastic, and it looks like it is. Not a lot we can do about that right here. I think what we want to do is let's drop a radar over here while we're here. See, that is in this container. And I might grab a couple of them in my inventory because I want to radar some things. Yeah, let's put one right here. Is that better? Yeah, now we can see all the things. What is this? It's a worm. Okay. Well, I'm not too concerned about a worm. All right, well, I'm going to head back to the main base. I am going to head back to the main base. There we go. And get everything situated. I think what I want to do in the next episode is get this science facility ready. We need to build a couple of extra stations up top here to bring in the petroleum products, and we need to get science built in this. We need to get a science set up. That is going to be very fun because you know what? I don't think we... What does it take to build a lab? Let's see. That should be under production, right? A lab. Gear wheels, transport belt. How much time do we have in this episode? Yeah, let's go see what we can do about that. I think this is something we are going to want to sort of automate as best as we can. Let's see, do we have any place where we can bring up... Let's see, let's take out that power pole, move it here. See, that empowers you. That is a red belt coming out. Could switch that over to blue. That'll go a lot farther. Fortunately, not far enough. Let's take that up to there. All right, and what did we need? We needed gear wheels, transport belt. All right, this was our old... Okay, let's just take all this away. Bye-bye. Take you away. We need to bring you guys up here. Yellow belt. How odd. All right, so we're going to have a factory right here. One right here. And you are going to come on up. We got plastic on there for who knows how long. Let's see. We need a long-handed inserter. It's a good thing I've had these in my inventory now for about 30 years. We need you going into there, you going into there, you going across like that. And you are going to be transport belt. You are going to be laboratories. And you need gears, transport belt, and circuits. Oh. Built this too high. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, you're gonna need circuits. Factory. Factory. Long-handed inserter. Fast inserter. Fast inserter. And probably a regular. We'll do a fast. Okay, power and power. You make transport belt. You make labs. All right, and passive provider chest. Going out with a regular inserter. Let's put that. Here. Power pole right there. There we go. We're going to start making labs. I wonder what labs stack to. I don't know. Let's get 2 stacks starting out. We can always adjust that later. All right, we took down power here. Let's get that fixed. All right, looks good. Okay, they only stack in 10. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get 70 labs. I think we need around 60 something to process 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I think it's somewhere around 60 if we fully beacon them up. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. In the next episode, we'll get some of this science facility built and, yeah, start making science. Pretty exciting stuff. All right, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.